Having trouble saving for a new home or maybe keeping up with the payments for the one you already own? You're not alone in that. The new report says home affordability is a growing problem for the average Canadian family. Scott Peterson taking a look at this. Again, this is a second straight quarter we've talked about this whole issue of affordability, and it's again raised by RBC.
You know, and it's all the more important because we are all so stretched as far as, having
debt levels.
So rising prices, also rising mortgage rates. For the first time, that's significant since 2011, is pinching Canadians' pocketbooks and their ability to make our mortgage payments every month. So houses, as a result, becoming less affordable. This shows how much of our paychecks, this survey I'm about to show you by RBC, of our pre-tax income, basically our paychecks, goes towards owning a home in this country. The red line indicates a detached two-story home. That's most expensive of all. You don't want to see that line going up because it means it's costing proportionally more of our paychecks to go towards our homes. For example, all our pre-tax income, 49% of it goes towards a two-story home on average across the country. The blue line is a bungalow. 43% of our pre-tax income goes towards owning that type of home, and a condo at most affordable at 28%. Now, the 28% just indicate what that means. That means of our pre-tax income, that means affording mortgage payments, utilities, property taxes, all that goes into affording that condo, for example. Detached bungalows, for example, across the country are expensive. Ottawa, Montreal, Calgary, Edmonton, mid-30s. Toronto, a little bit more expensive, about 56% of our pre-tax income, and a whopping 84% for people in Vancouver. So you can just get the sense out there that Canadians are a little bit pinched making those mortgage payments every month.
Let's bring in someone else to this conversation. He's going to join us between Kevin O'Leary, our business commentator, and the chair of O'Leary Funds. He is in Kelowna, BC this morning. I'm not sure what the housing situation is there, Kevin, but I'm interested. We often talk housing, and we have that whole thing of looming bubble in the background here. So as you listen to what RBC is talking about, homes affordable for now, but what do you think the prospect is for the future?
Well, Heather, I always look for a reason to blame the government every day, and I always find one. Here's another case. By keeping rates artificially low, as we have done here in Canada, and by the way, it's the same in the United States, they had a huge correction in the prices for housing. We haven't, but we've sustained the same low interest rate policy. As a result, you are creating, as we've just detailed with those great numbers, a bubble in housing, a hard asset. So, intuitively, that makes sense to most people. I would not buy a home today. Here in Kelowna, BC, housing's gone insane. A 100-foot lot on the Okanagan Lake cost you about $2 million with a crappy 1950s house on it. You have to spend another $2 million rebuilding. That's, of course, insane. But people are doing it right now. My prediction is when rates go back up, which they will over the next 3 years, you're going to lose 20, 30% of the value of that house. Let's see what happens.
Okay, so you've said this before, rent, don't buy right now. And are you overall concerned, though, about the national housing situation?
Of course I am. I'm very concerned that people would be taking down debt in the form of a mortgage to buy a home when the chances of its value going up, in my view, and this is a personal opinion, is zero. So with 15% transaction costs, land transfer tax, your broker gets 3%, all the other fees associated with buying a home or a condo, you're not going to make any money. And of course, that's bad. It's bad when young people take on debt that they really and sometimes can't afford to pay back, and the value of the asset they purchased with the debt doesn't go up. The world is screaming for you to rent. It's howling at the moon. Rent, don't buy. And some people won't listen.